Welcome to another video on my channel. Now, when I look at the comments on my previous channel, one thing was pretty clear was that the people who are there on my channel are essentially the types who are investing across a lot of asset classes. Like for example, some are investing in equity, many were investing in debt, the kind of people who are a bit careful with their money, and some were just leaving their money in savings accounts, the cash-like instruments. One thing which was common was that they were investing, but they had no idea of what was the kind of return they could invest across these different instruments. Some of them, expected 40% returns in equity on a CAGR on a compounded basis. And there were the other end of the spectrum where, there were other people who were very happy to uh, get 10% or the likewise over a longer period of time. There were other people who had no idea of debt, how much returns they could expect across bonds, for example, savings deposits, and other things like that. So, for them, it might help to know what could be the long term average returns that could be expected from some of these asset classes. Now, if you were to look at this problem, an easy solution is provided by another thumb rule of finance, which we'll talk about today. And that rule is said to be the 10-5-3 rule. Now, when we talk about this, it's important to understand that, recently, 2020, the end part, 2021 were fabulous years for equity. I mean, a lot of returns were generated. People ended up doubling, tripling their money. Whereas the last year has not been so good, and from the start of this year, it has been horrendous for most people. So, the good has been averaged out by the bad. So, how do you know what could be the long term returns that you could expect in such an environment? So, for that, the first part of the rule, which is 10-5-3, helps. So the rule basically says that over a long period of time, the average returns that you can expect from equity would be in the range of 10%. I mean, that would be a realistic number to expect from equities. The return that you could expect from deposits or debt would essentially be in the range of 5%. Currently, you may be getting a lot higher return on, bonds, government deposits, and other things like that. But that is not always the case. Currently, that return could be 8%, 9%, but over a period of time, if you average it out, it would be somewhere in the range of 5%. And if you look at the cash like instruments, for example, if you leave your money into a savings account, essentially you can expect a 3% return, which is the third part of this rule. So to sum it up, the very simple rule is 10% is the figure or the average return that can be expected in equities over a long period of time. Anything that you can expect or you are able to achieve over that shows your class as an investor. If you're looking at bonds or debt, it would primarily be in the range of 5% over a very long period of time, and 3% is the return which you will get in savings accounts and the like, kind of the cash like instruments. So next time someone asks you for the return, tell them that these are the actual figures you should expect from these three different instruments. Anything which you get above these is a bonus. And if you come across people who are probably claiming that they have 100% CAGR, 200% CAGR, ask them that, next thing, why don't you go ahead and sell your own money and put it into the entire equity if you can do 100% CAGR, because that is kind of rubbish. Anything you can get over a longer period of time in terms of average returns above these numbers is a huge positive. So friends, these are the average returns that you should expect from these asset classes. If you liked this video, please click on the thumb button that you see, the like button. And also, if you are benefited with the content that we are producing on our channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please also click on the bell notification so that whenever we upload a video, you are notified by YouTube. Thanks for watching, and you have a great evening ahead.